You know, Hollywood's been rebooting some old obscure TV shows as of late. Worked for 21 Jump Street. Can it work for this movie? Let's find out. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Baywatch. So, Baywatch stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Zac Efron, and Alexandra Daddario, and what this film is basically about. It's about, these lifeguards, and one of them is named Mitch. Mitch is like the main, badass lifeguard. He's the main one, and what happens is they discover that there's something going on in the bay, and they need to find it out and stop it. So, what did I think of Baywatch? Now, I didn't really have too much expectations going into this, really, because I wasn't necessarily really a fan of the trailers, really. And it just looked just kind of really not that good to me. It seemed like they were trying to do what 21 Jump Street did, like try to, be very self-aware of what the TV show was and whatever. And you know what? I think maybe it could have worked, but honestly it doesn't. Baywatch is pretty awful. Honestly, it's really terrible. It is an awful movie. I did not enjoy Baywatch. It is not a good film. It really isn't. I really did not enjoy this movie. It's a pretty bad comedy. It really is. But there are some positives I do have with the film, and let's get into them. So the positives are, first being some of the acting. It's really mostly just two people. Zac Efron, I will say, towards really more or less towards the second and third act, really, he was really good. I did enjoy him. I did think he had some good moments. I did enjoy his character mostly in the second to third act, really. That's why I say I think I enjoyed him, really, and thought he was actually pretty good. I'll get more into what I mean by just really the second and third act in a little bit. But yeah, Zac Efron for the second act, going into the third act, I think he was really good. I think he did a pretty good job. Alexandra Daddario was really the only character I fully liked, 100%. I actually thought she was really good in the movie. I actually didn't quite enjoy her in the film. She did do a very good job, in my opinion. And lastly, there are some moments that I did laugh at. I'm not gonna lie, there were some moments that I thought were pretty funny, actually, and yeah, that's about it, really. That's the only really things I liked about this movie. So let's get into negatives now. My negatives are with the movie are, first being, the acting is just not good in this movie. It really isn't. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, my man, listen, I love The Rock. I think he's awesome. He's great. He's been great in movies, but he's just not good in this movie. He really isn't. He just acts so obnoxious in this movie. His character is just so obnoxious. And just The Rock, he doesn't do a good job in this movie. He really doesn't. He just acts obnoxious, and he's just really annoying to me in this movie. Now, were there some moments where his character made me laugh? Absolutely. But for the most part, really, I just found his character to come off as annoying and obnoxious, really, and The Rock really doesn't do a good job with his performance. He was really not that good in this movie. Now, what I meant by I enjoyed Zac Efron going into the second to third act, what I meant by that is because for the most part, really, his character is just really cocky. It was so annoying to me, and Zac Efron was playing the same frat boy type of character, you know what I mean? He was just playing how he kind of plays those frat boy type of roles, and he just wasn't that good in this movie for the most part, really, and I didn't enjoy him. Really, the only time I did enjoy him in this movie was, the second act going into the third act, because I thought his character was actually really good at that point in the movie. I actually was like, okay, he's actually, starting to become a character I actually care for because, he's actually doing a good job. But for the most part, really, he isn't that good in this movie. What is it? The guy who he plays like this, like, tech guy, and he's trying to go after, Rodney. There we go. That's the character's name. He annoyed the hell out of me. I swear, the moment he came on screen, I was just like, just go away. He was not good in this movie. I think, honestly, he might have been my least favorite character in the entire film. He was just awful. I wanted him to get off of the screen immediately when I saw him. Really did. Like, he was just that annoying to me. He really was. He was really, really annoying in the film. Was it Kelly Roebuck? I think that's her name. Yeah, she was fine. She was okay, really. Honestly, she really doesn't have that much to do in the film, and she just isn't okay, really. She's fine. But man, the woman who plays the villain in the film, dear Lord Almighty, she is not good. Like, she just comes off as so bland and so boring, and even sometimes over the top at some points. Like, really, she's not good in this movie. She really is not. I did not enjoy her in this film. She plays a pretty awful villain. The comedy, for the most part, really, yeah, it's not that good. Like I said, there's some moments that made me laugh in the movie, but for the most part, it's really, really not that good. Like, they just rely on so many, like, penis jokes. Like, I swear, like, all this movie relied on, for the most part, really, was penis jokes. That's it. Like, that's all this movie, for the most part, was relying on with its jokes. And also the kind of somewhat meta humor they tried to do, like poking fun at the Baywatch TV show and all that. That wasn't even that good. Like, it came off as kind of forced to me, really. You see, with the 21 and 22 Jump Street, with those movies, those came off, very genuine. It was funny how they made fun of those shows. However, here, it really just came off as forced to me. And it was just like, it just didn't work all that well to me. It really did not. So yeah, most of the humor in this film is really not that good. It's really not that great in this movie. It really just falls flat on its face for the most part in this film. And this movie gets really ridiculous. Like, I'm talking stupidity up the booty hole. Like, it is stupid. Like, this movie is stupid. Like, seriously, it is stupid, this movie. Like, there are some moments where I'm just like, wow, they are really going there. Like, it is so beyond stupid, this film. Like, it really does. This movie gets really, really stupid. The writing with this movie is not good. It's not good. It's pretty bad, honestly. It's some really bad writing. The directing is not that great. It's directed by Seth Gordon. I believe that's the director's name. He does not do a good job directing this film. It's poorly shot, really. Editing is not that great. And the cinematography really isn't even that good either. Like, it really isn't. It's not that well directed, to be honest with you. It really isn't. Oh, and the green screen with this movie. Holy guacamole, the green screen with this movie. Like, I'm surprised it got a theatrical release. There's a scene that involves fire. That's all I'm gonna say, and wow. My only issue with the Devil's Candy was that there's a point in the movie where they use fire in that film. Man, that makes that look like that makes the fire in that movie look like Oscar worthy. Like, holy, like, just the visual effects, not really visual effects, but green screen, really. Wow, it was bad. Like, it looks so bad, the green screen in this movie. Like, you could tell it's obviously green screen, especially in the beginning. Like, there's a scene where they have the tidal raising up from the water, and it looks so bad. It looks so bad. Like, the green screen is awful. It is terrible. Oh my goodness, this is as bad as, like, 9 Lives' green screen. My Lord Almighty, like, the green screen is just awful in this movie. And not to mention that this movie is really boring. Like, really, this movie is just boring. Like, it's only an hour, I believe it's an hour and, like, 56 minutes. Like, It's almost a 2-hour movie, this movie. There was no reason for this movie to be almost 2 hours. None! None. They could have cut this down. Really. They could have cut this down so much. Like, why? Like, it's so boring and it drags on forever, this movie. Like, this movie just drags on and on and on. Seriously, it just drags forever. So yeah, overall, Baywatch, it's not a good movie. It's pretty bad. Like, it's a really bad comedy, to be honest with you. So yeah, and yeah, I didn't enjoy all that much. So yeah, Baywatch is pretty bad. So it's time for my official grade on Baywatch. And my official grade on Baywatch is a D. It's not a good movie. It's pretty bad, honestly. I didn't enjoy it. Besides, you know, Zac Efron being good in, like, the second to third act, really. Alexandra Daddario being, like, the only, I guess you could say, fully likable character. And some funny moments here and there. Besides that, this movie is just not good. The humor is not great. The acting's not great. It's beyond stupid. The green screen, my lord almighty. So, yeah, overall, this is not a good movie. I did not enjoy Baywatch. It definitely deserves a D. So, if you have seen Baywatch, what did you think of it? Leave it in the comment section below. I'm FilmFan0599, and we will see you out later. Peace.